Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Can I tell you? I'm not the video. I started recording and I butchered the intro. I don't know what I was thinking, but I butchered the intro. And I butchered it to the point that I said, yeah, I'm going to delete that and we'll just start over. So starting over we are. Today, we're listening to Louis Moreau, Gottschalk, La Nuit des Tropiques, A Night in the Tropics, as it's called. This is also Symphony number 1 from Mr. Gottschalk. Says his first and most well-known symphony, which was composed in 1859. Why are we listening to this? We're listening to this because it was suggested and sponsored by Alan. Alan, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much for the support as well. I'm curious to see if anyone else had recommended this. I don't see it. There's always a chance. The search function in the comments section doesn't always work correctly, but I do not see anyone else recommending this particular one. You said, Alan, you said that he was a 19th century New Orleans born composer and pianist, drawing a lot of inspiration from the proto-jazz of his time, as I will hear in here. So let's go ahead and hear. I'm pulling it up right now. Let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comments down below. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. I'm trying. It's like not working with me. Okay, there we go. Here we go. That's a perfect intro in setting the scene. This particular sound I can listen to all day. It's sweeping, it's romantic. change. I'm very impressed so far. This is perfect for me and how I feel right now. This is wonderful. Conversation with some strings. High lifting voices. This is like a dance. I bet you there's a ballet with this music playing, because I can see the dancers. Has it already been time? No, no. It was quieting down. I thought we were already ending. Next movement. That's a change. Definitely a change. That melody almost sounds familiar. It's a song. It's a song, and there's lyrics. Where's that from? Sorry. Where are we? 14. I gotta remember that. That is a song, I just can't remember. Went off. Ooh. Who's lead chair there? melody again. It's so catchy. I know it's probably not technically classical, but that is one of the best pieces that I've listened to recently. That was fantastic, start to end. 5 out of 5 stars. I'm tossing it on the playlist. This is a fragile table, and I just ran into it. That genuinely is one of the best pieces I've heard recently. How do I add that to my playlist? I need to find it on Spotify since I didn't use Spotify for this. That was genuinely fantastic. That was a wonderful song from start to finish. Piece of music from start to finish. Can I add it here? 6 minutes. I got to figure that out later. I kind of want to figure it out now though. To be honest, like genuinely, that was a wonderful listen from beginning to end. We'll look into the information and everything like that, but I love. Where do you even start? Let's just start from the beginning. In the beginning, those wide overarching strings and the way that it sweeps and gracefully puts us in these throws back and forth in these big, big, beautiful waves of symphonic melody. I like that. I think that's wonderful, and they gorgeously set the scene there with how they did it. It was just big melody. Just big melody. Not a lot happening. Nothing rapid or anything. Just a nice table setting for us to prepare to partake into this meal. Now, not knowing necessarily what's to come, except that there's some sort of New Orleans jazz influence that comes in later. Okay, we get that. But even before that, I like how, in my opinion, that beginning part isn't just setting a scene, and then it takes us from that scene, closes the curtain, opens the curtain again, and you have a totally new set, and you're in a completely new place. It actually transitions us really nicely into what comes from that forward. So then you have the beginning of a little bit more of a tempo that comes in there, and that kind of leads us forward. And then of course it continually progresses off of that. And eventually you get that first big bombast part, the timpani, that has depth to it with the cymbals along with it, and it's just big, it's powerful. I think that was a big, wonderful moment. And then it calms down again for a little bit. And then there was a picture on the screen. We'll have to look into the inspiration. I mean, it's called, the Night of the Tropics, and so I'm getting a night in the tropics. And it turns into something very tropical, but man, it's done in such a good way that it's not cheesy. It's not like, okay, here's some tropical music, or whatever. It's done with heart. It's actually incorporated into the music very well, into the symphony very well, and they play it beautifully. Now, we need to figure out something, and you guys can perhaps help me. 14 minutes or so, around there, there's a melody that plays that is 99% sure it's a melody from some, I would say, West Indian song or something. The melody that plays there, here. That melody. That is from something. And it's called A Night in the Tropics. And I mean, I have to imagine that's there's a reason that's in there. I mean, I've heard that before. I know for sure I've heard that before. I just can't tell you where, but I know it's something. Let's look at some of the information here. The symphony was probably completed in 1858. The first movement, sometimes subtitled La Nuit des Tropiques, was premiered in Havana, okay, during the winter of the following year. 14 months later, a full symphony with the second movement, Un fait sous les Tropiques, A Day in the Tropics, okay, was performed at one of Gottschalk's monster concerts with an orchestra of over 600 players. That's huge. The manuscript survived in Havana until 1932 when it was stolen, only to reappear in a New York public library in the 1950s. The librarian had come get you. The first premiere in the U.S. was not until 1955. Okay, with his own arrangement of the score, the symphony was first recorded in 1971. That called for a total of only 150 players, including the full symphony, an extra band, and many Afro-Caribbean percussion instruments. Right, which you heard. You heard the, I don't know what it's called, but the clink, 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 clink. It sounds like an old school washboard that appears in there. Man, what a cool song. And I mean, just to come back to this really quick, I mean, okay, so the second, what are the movements? What are the movements, the structure? 2 movements, okay? I mean, it feels like there's perhaps more than that. But, like, I feel like there's 4 movements. The beginning, which is these beautiful, elegant, big strings that just set a mood. Then it eventually builds into what I would say is its second movement. This, that powerful climax. This is majestic. God, that was such a good climax there. And then it settles back down, but a little bit, but still keeps a little bit of that energy kind of in the ashes, right? Just once again, sweeping like it was before, but it's rich, it's beautiful. And then we actually feel like we're in the islands with this playfulness, man. Like, this was sensational, the way that this was performed. Andante allegro moderato. The first movement, a divine tropical sunset with storm, ends and begins with strings building into an agitated section, that's the storm, where the winds and brass support them before coming back to the opening phrases. It is considered more European than the second movement. Yeah, it absolutely is. But what a beautiful marriage of European and West Indian or tropical, whatever, wherever this is supposed to be based off of. 44 measures from the end of the second movement are missing. Okay, although one conductor suggests this was possibly for the orchestra to improvise in a jazz-like manner. And there was that little violin spin-off that I wouldn't quite say is a solo, but kind of a solo near the very end of the piece. Let's see. This seems highly unlikely with such huge instrumental forces. Plus, the missing passage survives in contemporary piano arrangement. Okay. Typical performance takes about 20 minutes. Not a lot of information on that second half, huh? Man, this was just... But can you guys help me? That melody that's in there, like something like that. It's something. Let's look in the comments here. Absolutely wonderful. He was a time traveler. No one was writing symphonic like this in '59. During 10 years, this author lived in Cuba. Great influence here from Cuban music. Maybe it's a Cuban song that I'm thinking of. Although familiar with his piano works, does anyone know? Oh, you guys correct me on how to pronounce his name. Mihao, I believe is how you said it. I apologize if that's not. But is there any indication on what that piece of music that I'm thinking of is? It's something like that. Let's hear it again. It was like 14. Back me up. Here you go. It's not exactly the melody I'm thinking of, but it's kind of like a spin-off of it. Do you think that if I hum it into like Google, it'll figure it out for me? Do you think Google knows? It just gave me a bunch of dots. How do I search music? I want to search music. Music search. Google. How do I do that? Voice. Search with your voice. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to search with my voice for the music. I can do it on my phone. Nothing? Man, I feel like I'm onto something, though. I feel like I'm onto something. You guys help me out. You guys help me out, because I feel like I'm onto something. But apparently, no one knows what I'm trying to... what I'm trying to find. I'm on this page. Broadway Bach, Symphony Number 1, Premiere in Havana. Yeah, I know it integrates elements of the music, but what piece of music am I thinking of? It's that's gonna bother me. This was genuinely a really wonderful piece of music to listen to. I'm trying to find the complete performance on Spotify because I really love to add it onto my playlist. This the whole 20-minute thing, and I'm finding parts. I would love the whole thing. Get out of here. I want the whole thing, but it's like it's not happening. This was genuinely a really wonderful piece of music to listen to. I really enjoyed this a lot. Alan, thank you so much for the recommendation. Why hasn't anyone else recommended this one before? I can't tell you. I can't help you. What I can say is it was a wonderful listen. I'm still looking. I found a 15-minute version. I think that's just piano though. I want the whole thing, man. I want the whole enchilada, as they say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you guys enjoyed that one as well. That was genuinely a 10 out of 10 piece of music to me. I think that's everything I would want. It's adventurous, it's fun. And in 1859? That's awesome. Genuinely awesome. Have a wonderful day, all of you. Alan, thank you again for the support and the recommendation. Have a great one. I'll see you later. You can't see me, but I'm still trying to figure this out.